Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The time is now 7 o'clock. We will be starting our regular scheduled council meeting very shortly. Before we do have a public hearing, one public hearing scheduled for this evening on Ordinance 1205 that had a first reading at the previous council meeting. Ordinance 1205 is concerning amending sections of Chapter 173 subdivision regulations pertaining to plan approvals. Ordinance 1205, an ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of Havre, Maryland, adopted pursuant to the authority of Article 11E of the Maryland Constitution, the local government article of the annotated code of Maryland, and sections 33 and 34 of the Havre City Charter to amend City Code sections 173-15D and 173-19C concerning plan approvals. Again, this is Ordinance 1205, public hearing. Is anybody in the audience tonight to speak on Ordinance 1205? Any comments among the council members? Council President?
Because of the timeline in approving, previously approved subdivision plans, we'll be asking for consideration as an emergency ordinance this evening so we can vote on it tonight.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? With any further questions or comments, I will now close public hearing on Ordinance 1205. Time is now 7:03 p.m. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The date is September 15, 2025. The time is 7:03 p.m. We now hold a regularly convened meeting of Havre Grace Mayor and City Council. I will call the roll. Council President?
Here.
Councilmember Boyer?
Here.
Councilmember Shenagas?
Here.
Councilmember Boker?
Here.
Councilmember Jones?
Here.
Councilmember Ellis?
Present.
All council members are currently present. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and opening prayer. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I could kindly ask everyone to remain standing, as it's always a great pleasure to welcome Gene Proud of the Proud Evangelistic Association here this evening to give us some words of encouragement and inspiration. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Peace. Peace the way only God can give it. Blessing of peace on all of you, on the city, the county, and the state, the country. For you, as the council, wisdom and knowledge, so that we can have peace and security. We, the people. Our peace is directly related to your wisdom and knowledge. And that wisdom and knowledge comes from the Lord, not from yourself. So we pray that you accept this peace that he gives you, that offers you, and accept his wisdom and knowledge that he offers you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Reverend Proud, thank you very much. We appreciate you being here. Please be seated. Item number 5, approval of the minutes. City Council meeting minutes of September 2nd, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Shenagas. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Boker. Questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. September 2nd, 2025 council meeting minutes are approved, 6-0 in the affirmative. Item B, City Council closed session meeting minutes for September 2nd, 2025. Council President?
So I have the actions taken from the closed session. Councilmember Jones, with a second by Council President Ringsacher, moved to proceed with a declaratory judgment action to determine the rights and obligations of the parties regarding the traffic signal on Route 40, the authority to issue or stop issuing building permits for Greenway Farm, and which entity is to pay for the Route 40 traffic signal improvements if such improvements are required. Council approves the motion 6-0.
Thank you very much, Council President. Council, I have a motion to approve the minutes from the closed session.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Boyer. Second by Councilmember Jones. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to approve closed session meeting minutes of September 2nd, 2025. Those minutes are approved 6-0 in the affirmative. City Council Public Work Session minutes of September 10th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by the Council President, second by Councilmember Jones. Questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. City Council Public Works Session minutes of September 10th, 2025 are approved 6-0 in the affirmative. We are now going to item 6 on this evening's agenda. This is comments from citizens. If you have a comment on any agenda item this evening, now is the time to be recognized and speak. If you have a comment on any other matter of city business, now is also the time to be recognized and speak. If I had any what I will do first, I will call on the citizens who pre-filled out a form, but after that, it's okay. If anybody wishes to speak, just raise your hand and I'll call on you in turn and you can come up and speak. So I'd like to call forward Ms. Carol Zimmerman. Good evening, Ms. Zimmerman. Welcome. May we please have your name and address for the record?
Yes, Carol Zimmerman, 211 Seneca Way, Unit B, Havre de Grace.
Welcome. Hi.
Thank you. I would like to speak on 2 agenda items. The first one is Ordinance 1203, tax credit for 1621 Clark Road. I spoke on this when the matter was first introduced several weeks ago, and I felt it was wrong for the city to give this tax credit to the developer of that property. As you've heard me speak before, the development really cut down a wetland forest that shouldn't have been cut down, and this measure basically will reward that development, which now sits on land that's completely been turned over, by granting a 10-year tax credit. And this tax credit will be, for the first 5 years, 80% reduction in taxes, and over the 10-year period, it comes to over $53,000. So while the state may potentially reimburse up to half of that, I think we all should be aware that that potential promise may never be fulfilled if the state finances are not on a better footing in the future than they are right now. So I would recommend to the council that you take this into consideration and not approve that tax credit for that property. The other item I wanted to speak on was on the matter under new business, which is the on charging documents on removal of a commission member. And earlier today, I emailed to all city council members and you, Mayor, and I would also like to reiterate that now in case you didn't have an opportunity to look at it, but also for the benefit of the audience here and at home. But basically, I said mayor and city council members, on the agenda tonight's meeting is an item under new businesses on vote on charging documents on removal of a commission member. I urge you to vote no or to table the item. You do not need to go down this path and have an opportunity to step back from the brink. My assumption is that the agenda item pertains to the proposed removal of a member from the Planning Commission following a complaint from a developer with business before the commission. In my view, the planning member has been doing his job well as a commissioner, a citizen volunteer who has devoted innumerable unpaid hours in service to our community, and there is no need for you to take this extraordinary step, which promises only to put the city in a bad light should you decide to proceed. It discourages participation in our city's governance by volunteers who are willing to speak up, and it also calls into question the purpose of having a body of independent commissioners if you are willing to stifle that independence. And for these reasons, I urge you to vote no. So with that, I'll take any questions, comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to call forward Lily Burrell. Good evening. Welcome to the council meeting. May you please have your name and address for record?
Good evening. My name is Lily Burrell, and I'm at 718 Green Street.
Welcome.
Thank you. I am here to speak today on behalf of Rogue Swan Theater Company. I'm a member of the board and also a member of the production team. We have a Halloween vaudeville coming October 10th and 11th at the Star Center. And I wanted to touch briefly on the custodial fee. The event center is clearly meant for a larger group of 700 audience members, but our event is a smaller nonprofit group that does a vaudeville once a year in Havre. We are the only company that still does vaudevilles in the state of Maryland, and so far we've been able to do all of our vaudevilles in the city of Havre. It's something we're very proud of. But the costs of renting the venue have gone up, so currently we are at $4,970 to rent the Star Center for the two-day event. That does not count the sound or lighting, those are all separate fees, and the cleaning fee is $475 per day. Like I said, for a smaller group like us, we're expecting about 100 people in attendance per night. So we were hoping for a sponsorship of $800 to cover the bulk of the cleaning fee for the 2 nights that will be there. It's a really great event. We're doing a Friday pay what you can night to try and just get people in to come and see what vaudeville is about, have a nice experience in Havre de Grace. So we would really appreciate your support. That's all I have. Do you guys have any questions for me?
No, but we have I'm pretty sure we have your contact information, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And I know you came last year, right?
I did. We, Sweeney Todd last year, around the same time we did, and we requested.
That was a great play, by the way.
Thank you so much.
You guys did a great job.
We were really proud of it, but our vaudevilles are our heart as a nonprofit. So we will have a huge live band. We will have lots of dancing. I will be up 15 feet in the air doing aerial acrobatics, which is why we need to use the Star Center instead of the Opera House. So we would really appreciate some support if you can give it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize. What was the date of your performance? What weekend?
It is October 10th and 11th at 8
Okay.
p.m.
Okay.
And Friday night is the pay what you can night, which is essentially you can pay anywhere from $5 up to however much you want, just so that way you can come see it. We were hoping to get engagement with the community that way, making it as affordable as possible.
Okay, thank you. Your request is received, and we have your contact information.
Great. Thank you all so much for your time. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too. I'd like to call forward Danielle Wolf. Good evening, Ms. Wolf. Welcome. May we please have your name and address for the record?
Danielle Wolf, 2019 Lori Lane here in Havre de Grace. Good evening, Mayor Martin and council members. I am here this evening as the president of the Green Team to speak in support of the resolution concerning updating our memorandum of understanding for the Green Team's operation of the Heirloom Victory Garden and use of the properties at 319 Lafayette Street and 710 Market Street. I just wanted to take a minute to point out that this project serves as an educational and nutritional resource for the community. Everything grown is donated to the 3 local food pantries, and it is run by a dedicated team of volunteers that work year-round to ensure its success. The Green Team really appreciates the city's continued commitment to partnership for this project, and we request the passage of the updated resolution. Does anyone have any questions? No? All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, those were the 3 pre-filled out forms I had. We will now take any audience member at large who wishes to speak. Just please raise your hand and be recognized. Yes, sir. Good evening and welcome, sir, to the City Council meeting. May you please have your name and address for the record.
I'm David Spahn, 606 Peace Chance Drive.
Welcome.
I'm here tonight because I saw on your agenda about the vote on the charging documents on the removal of a commission member. I want to let the commission know there are a lot of community members that are really concerned about this action and this vote that's coming up on this issue. And we want to make sure that your crew really consider this seriously before you move forward on this issue. And I don't really have any details because not much has been released to the public on this issue, so I don't know exactly what the charging documents are and stuff, but I'm very concerned that your Havre Grace is looking at this issue, and I hope you take it very seriously, and I hope you vote no on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're still under citizen comment. Please raise your hand, be recognized, you wish to speak. Yes, sir. Good evening, welcome. May you please have your name and address for the record.
Herbert Truslow on Strawberry Lane. The first question I want to ask is, what's University of Maryland going to be doing with the old hospital? Are they going to tear it down, or did they give it to the city? Like, I know if they tear the hospital down, it's going to cost a lot of problems because my dad used to work there, and a lot of other people there, and that hospital does have a lot of asbestos in there, and I don't want to see the hospital get torn down and the citizens get really bad sick and everything. So have they came to you guys and anything about what they're going to do, or they're just going to stay there falling apart? And the other thing, I sent a message to Councilman Booker maybe about an hour ago, and a lot of people were saying this about what I'm going to do. I've decided not to put my name into the mayor's race because there's a lot of issues that I'm not going to get into. So I was going to run, but a lot of people said, Herb, don't do it because you don't have a chance of winning. Because I said I got a lot of good ideas for the city, but it's just not going to be my time. Maybe somewhere down the road I'll stick my hand in the race, but right now I just don't have the time and the energy like all you guys. You guys got more energy than I do. With my birthday's in a couple of days, and I'm going to be 175 years old. No, yeah, it's just good luck, Mr. Mayor. 'Cause I know you might have 2 other people that's going to run against you, and I'm not going to mention who those 2 people are because I don't want to get them in trouble. And I tried to talk to my buddy Chris to run for mayor, but he don't want to take it. And the other thing also, I want to send my condolences out to the gentleman who got assassinated in Utah. I think I'm saying that right, but because a lot of people are saying that he's glad that he got killed, but in my opinion, I didn't know the guy personally, but I think he was doing a good job and everything, and I don't want to see anything in Havre Grace like that, like one of you guys could be speaking, and next minute we watch you on the news and everything, and we got to plan a memorial service for you guys. So you guys, all you guys be safe, and I'm going to support every one of you guys when you run for, I voted for half you guys on there when you ran for re-election. So if you guys do, if the 2 persons I'm talking about do run, one of you guys are going to get my support. So I'll thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, Herb, I'm upset that you're not going to run. I mean, that's
I would, but you know, McDonald's take most of my
there you go.
time up, man. You never know, you might see my name on the 2028 presidential bid.
Appreciate your comments, Herb. Thank you.
I can do better than the guy we have in office, I can tell you that. Yeah. I can raise taxes up too.
Right, item number 6, comments from citizens. If anybody wishes to speak, please raise your hand, be recognized. Yes, sir.
How you get votes? Gonna raise taxes.
Good evening and welcome to the council meeting. Please have your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Ray Sker. I'm president of the Kenton Kayak Club. I live at 3400 Hickory Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm coming here in support of ordinance number 1204. 2 meetings ago, you heard from me presenting on the topic of Kenton Kayak Club, a nonprofit that offers a shared kayak program, and looking to ask you for the use of Hutchins Park for that purpose of placing a rack with kayaks on it. A week ago, you heard from Mark Sargeable. He's my instructor for training for all the kayak club members, and he testified here. Other than that, I just want to ask if there's any further questions about the request, and can I answer them now?
Question? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We had a hand over here. Yes, ma'am. Hello, good evening and welcome. May we please have your name and address for the record.
My name's Roberta Scoville, and I live at 610 Chesapeake Drive.
Welcome.
And I just wanted to remind this council of some old history in Havre de Grace. My mother used to live at 814 Market Street, and she was a person who came to city council time and time and time again, arguing that the city should obey the rules and obey the laws about the ends of the street near the lighthouse. If people had wanted to get rid of her, I suppose they would have, so she would stop obstructing development and many other things. As a result, however, of her work and many other people's work, we have a beautiful park now down where the lighthouse is. There is no restaurant there. It has not been developed in the way that many people wanted it to be developed. So I think you should be careful about what you do with people who oppose things that other people want. Because sometimes the people who speak, the people who come forward, who spend their time and their effort raising questions are the very ones you need. That's all.
Thank you very much. We're still under citizens' comments. Please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Be recognized. Are there any questions or comments from the council before we move on? Okay, we'll move on. Item 7, appointments. This evening we have no appointments. Item 8, recognitions. This evening we have no recognitions. Item 9, proclamations. This evening we have no proclamations. Item 10, presentations. This evening we have no presentations. Item 11, resolutions. We do have one resolution. That's going to be a counter resolution, and I'm going to hand that off to Councilmember Boyer.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to introduce a calendar resolution concerning approving the MOU with the Havre de Grace Green Team for the use of 319 Lafayette Street and 710 Market Street.
Council, I have a motion to introduce a resolution by Councilmember Boyer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Boker. Questions or comments on the introduction? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion to introduce a resolution carries 6-0 in the affirmative. Council, this will be Resolution 2025-14, 2025-14. A resolution by the Mayor and City Council of Havre de Grace, Maryland, pursuant to Sections 33 and 34 of the City Charter and Local Government Article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, to authorize the mayor to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Havre de Grace Green Team, LTD, as it relates to the use of specified areas of 319 Lafayette Street and 710 Market Street. Council, I have a motion to adopt Calendar Resolution 2025-14.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Boyer, seconded by Councilmember Shenagis. Questions or comments? Councilmember Boyer?
This is a renewal of an existing MOU. I think its term expired, and we need to renew it to move forward. And just so you all know what we're talking about, this is where the Victory Garden is located and the grounds of the house aside of it. And there's lots of great things that happen at this location. Not only do we have a great group of volunteers that come to tend the garden, but it produces thousands upon, well, I can say thousands upon thousands because it's more than 2,000 pounds of food for people within our community. But it goes beyond that. There's also the pollinator garden. There's been a story walk. There's been lots of great activities that's been associated, all under the auspices of the Green Team. They've done a great job taking care of the property, and this MOU is to keep this partnership going on between the City of Havre de Grace and the Havre de Grace Green Team for this property. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Boyer. Any other questions or comments? Okay, Council, we're going to do a roll call vote on Calendar Resolution 2025-14. Councilmember Boyer?
Yes.
Councilmember Shenagis?
Yes.
Councilmember Booker?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis?
Yes.
Council President?
Yes.
By roll call vote of 6-0 in affirmative, City Council Calendar Resolution 2025-14 is adopted. We're going to go to item 12, ordinances. Ordinance 1203 on a second reading. Councilmember Boyer.
Mayor, I move to introduce ordinance number 1203 concerning the
Microphone?
do-over. I move to introduce ordinance number 1203 concerning approval of a tax credit for 1621 Clark Road.
Council, I have a motion by Councilmember Boyer to introduce Resolution 1203. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by the Council President. Questions or comments on the introduction of this ordinance? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to introduce ordinance 1203 on second reading carries 6-0 in the affirmative. 1203 is an ordinance by the Mayor and the City Council of Havre de Grace, Maryland, adopted pursuant to the authority of Article 11E of the Maryland Constitution, the Local Government Article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, and Sections 33 and 34 of the Havre de Grace City Charter to approve real estate property tax credits against the city real property tax imposed on the eligible assessment for SRE MD Hartford 1621 LLC, 1343 Ashton Road, Suite B, Hanover, Maryland, 21076, real property in the enterprise zone located at 1621 Clark Road, Havre de Grace, Maryland, 21078. Council, to have a motion to adopt 1203 on second reading.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by the Council President, second by Councilmember Boyer. Questions or comments? Councilmember Boyer? Oh, I'm sorry, Councilmember Booker?
That's my sister. So, in looking over this, you might look that, that we're being lenient to people coming in and creating, doing construction, and we're like leaning toward, maybe the developers or whatnot. However, what this pertains to is in agreement with us and the enterprise zone of the state of Maryland to come up with some tax relief, right? So, and doing the math, sitting down with, communicating with finance, you're looking at anywhere, if you do the math, anywhere between like 55, 60K over a 10-year period. Now that's with an assessment of a building, let's just say a $1 million building that's on the property and then being reassessed, right? So, I mean, if I can say, you know what, over 10 years, I think the first 3 years is an 80% variance and so forth. If we could get at least one Havre de Grace citizen employed on that property, it is definitely worth exploration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Booker. Any other questions or comments? Okay, we're going to do a roll call vote on Ordinance 1203 on second reading. Councilmember Shanegas.
Yes.
Councilmember Booker.
Yes.
Councilmember Jones.
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis.
Yes.
Council President.
Yes.
Councilmember Boyer.
Yes.
By roll call vote of 6-0 in the affirmative, City Council Ordinance 1203 is adopted on second reading. Item B, Councilmember Shanegas.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I move to introduce ordinance number 1204 concerning approving a lease agreement for a use of a portion of Hutchins Memorial Park by Canton Kayak Club in the second reading.
Second.
Council, I have a motion by Councilmember Shanegas and a second by Councilmember Boyer. This is a motion to introduce ordinance 1204 on second reading. Questions or comments on the introduction of this ordinance? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to introduce ordinance 1204 on second reading is carries 6-0 in the affirmative. This is an ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of Havre de Grace, Maryland, adopted pursuant to the authority of Article 11E of the Maryland Constitution, the local government article of the annotated code of Maryland, sections 33, 34, and 76 of the Havre de Grace City Charter, to approve a lease agreement for use of a portion of Frank J. Hutchins Memorial Park by Canton Kayak Club. Council, do I have a motion to adopt 1204 on second reading?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Boyer, second by Councilmember Shanegas. Questions or comments? Councilmember Shanegas.
I believe that adding the Canton Kayak Club to our opportunity to explore Havre de Grace's waters and our neighboring community will bring people out from their homes that wouldn't necessarily be able to afford to buy a kayak and, bring it down. They can get training from the club and be able to just rent, for an annual fee, and be able to drive to other locations in the area that also have the club. It will bring people together from Harford County, Cecil County, even other states have this club. So it's an opportunity for Havre de Grace to just show what we have, our beautiful bay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Shanegas. Any other questions or comments? Okay, ordinance 1204, second reading, roll call vote. Councilmember Booker.
Yes.
Councilmember Jones.
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis.
Yes.
Council President Ringsacker.
Yes.
Councilmember Boyer.
Yes.
Councilmember Shanegas.
Yes.
A roll call vote of 6-0 in the affirmative. City Council Ordinance 1204 carries on second reading. Council President, item C is on the agenda is Ordinance 1205. We had a public hearing on it earlier before the meeting started, and you mentioned something about suspending the rules and adopting it.
Yes, I do make a motion there to suspend the rules, to have the second reading tonight on this, because just to fit stuff in the timeline, because we have subdivision plans that are expiring. We're trying to change how we handle it. We want to make sure that this gets on the in the code before they expire. So I do make a motion that we suspend the rules.
Second.
A motion by Council President, second by Council Shanegas. This is a motion to suspend the rules and to vote on 1205 this evening. Questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to suspend the rules and vote on ordinance 1205 this evening carries 6-0 in the affirmative. Item C will be ordinance number 1205, and I'll hand that off to Council President.
Mr. Mayor, I move to introduce ordinance number 1205 concerning amending sections of Chapter 173 subdivision regulations pertaining to plan approvals for second reading and adoption.
Council, I have a motion by the Council President. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Shenanigans. This is a motion to introduce ordinance 1205 on second reading. Questions or comments on the introduction of this ordinance? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to introduce ordinance 1205 carries 6-0 in the affirmative. This is an ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of Havre de Grace, Maryland, adopted pursuant to the authority of Article 11E of the Maryland Constitution, the local government article of the annotated Code of Maryland, sections 33 and 34 of the Havre de Grace City Charter, to amend City Code sections 173-15D and 173-19C concerning plan approvals. Council, do I have a motion to adopt 1205 on second reading?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Boyer and a second by Councilmember Shenanigans. Questions or comments? Council President?
Mr. Mayor, the city attorney is much more eloquent in speaking on this. Could I get comment?
Sure.
Yes,
Mr. Scheck.
Council President, Mayor, the explanation I had provided previously, I'll do the short version, and that is the way our current code reads, the expiration of the preliminary subdivision plan is tied to the recording of final plats. The recording of final plats is dependent upon third-party agencies signing off on those plats. However, for particular projects in front of the city, they've completed everything they need to be required to do for the city. So the city staff, any approvals are already done. The problem is the time limit is expiring because we're waiting for things like health department, et cetera, to sign off to get the final plat. So it really doesn't grant an extension. It just places a reality that our approvals are done. The applicant should not be penalized if third parties aren't getting their reviews in time in order to get the plats recorded. It also grants short time windows for the department to, I think, do 2 short 90-day extensions in the event that they are just finishing up and cleaning up some things that they have to get from third parties. So I think it's more fair in the process and also is consistent within the past where our directors have given some leeway in similar circumstances. It just basically codifies what was prior practice.
Thank you.
Anything further, Council President?
No, sir.
Any other questions or comments?
Just one.
Mayor
So
Boger?
this won't go, thank you, Mayor. So this won't go for public comment?
It just did.
Huh?
It just did.
Okay.
Yeah, we
all
had-
right.
Earlier tonight.
Yeah.
This is the same one, okay, if it's 1205.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Nothing.
Okay, Council, we're going to do a roll call vote on 1205. Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis?
Yes.
Council President?
Yes.
Councilmember Boyer?
Yes.
Councilmember Shenanigans?
Yes.
Councilmember Boger?
Yes.
By roll call vote of 6-0 in the affirmative, City Council Ordinance 1205 is adopted on second reading. Item D, Councilmember Ellis.
I move to introduce an ordinance concerning approving a budget amendment 2026-01 to carry forward FY 25 capital projects in the first reading.
Council, I have a motion by Councilmember Ellis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Jones. This is a motion to introduce an ordinance concerning a budget amendment. Questions or comments on the introduction? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Council, this will be ordinance 1206, an ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of Havre de Grace by the authority of Article 11E of the Maryland Constitution, local government article of the annotated Code of Maryland, and sections 37 of the Havre de Grace City Charter for the purpose of amending the city budget for fiscal year 2026 to address the reallocations of funds for the city of Havre de Grace for fiscal year 2026. Council to have a motion to adopt 1206 on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by the council president, seconded by Councilmember
Boker,
Boger.
with a K.
Questions or comments? Sir.
This amendment specifically carries forward existing purchase orders and contracts with our contractors for projects that commenced in the fiscal year 2025 and are continuing into the fiscal year 2026.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Ellis. Any other questions or comments? Thank you. Council, we're going to do a roll call vote on budget amendment 1206, ordinance 1206, which is budget amendment. Councilmember Ellis.
Yes.
Council President.
Yes.
Councilmember Boyer.
Yes.
Councilmember Shanegas.
Yes.
Councilmember Boger.
Yes.
Councilmember Jones.
Yes.
Roll call vote of 6-0 in the affirmative. City Council Ordinance 1206 is adopted on first reading. And Council President, is it okay if we have the public hearing at the next council meeting on October 6th?
October 6th.
Okay.
Do we need to read the account numbers in the record?
They're in the ordinance.
In the ordinance, okay.
Yeah.
It saves us a half hour.
Yep. Item E, Councilmember Ellis.
I move to introduce an ordinance concerning approving budget amendment 2026-02 for grant funding in the first reading.
Council, I have a motion by Councilmember Ellis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Shanegas. This is a motion to introduce an ordinance for a budget amendment for grant funding. Questions or comments on the introduction of the ordinance? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to introduce the ordinance carries 6-0 in the affirmative. This will be ordinance 1207-1207, an ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of Havre de Grace. By the authority of Article 11E of the Maryland Constitution, local government article of the annotated Code of Maryland, and sections 37 of the Havre de Grace City Charter, for the purpose of amending the city budget for fiscal year 2026 to address additional allocations of funds for the city of Havre de Grace for fiscal year 2026. Do I have a motion to adopt ordinance 1207 on first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Booker, seconded by Councilmember Shanegas. Questions or comments? Councilmember Ellis.
This amendment accepts new funding. $30,000 comes from the city's general fund balance, and that match is required to receive a $120,000 state grant for the Route 40 school project. The cybersecurity enhancement is all grant funding with no match, and the digital forensics package for the police department is to be funded from seized funds of resolved criminal cases.
Thank you, Councilmember Ellis. Any further questions or comments? Councilmember Boyer?
I find all of this very exciting and intriguing. Is there somebody who can talk a little bit more about the Connecting Communities to School project to give people an idea of what to expect?
Councilmember Casey, just in terms of that particular grant, that grant is coming from the planning department, so I would defer to Jeff in terms of trying to explain the particulars of the grant itself.
Yes, I believe that funding is used for the Safe Streets for All program that's going along Route 40. So we received through a subdivision, I guess the easement along 40, and so this funding will go to help, I guess, construct a path along 40 and connect it to other programs that we have going forward.
So is this the larger Metropolitan Council project, or is this a smaller one?
This is the smaller one. I believe the larger one is the one that we're looking at individual intersections to make some improvements in terms of crosswalks and things of that nature. But this is the smaller one of the two we have.
Is this just like the very first beginnings of making it happen? It's kind of like seed money to it?
Yeah, so we had basically a kickoff meeting earlier this year, and so there's a process which you have to go through in order to receive the money, and so this is sort of the next step in that process.
Okay. Okay, great. And the digital forensics package, that's pretty exciting too. What capability is that going to provide you?
Currently, we have to outsource any evidence that we need to get from digital sources, cell phones, tablets, some computers. This would allow our technicians in-house the ability, under a search warrant, that they would be able to, obviously, if someone has evidence that they know is on their phone, tablet, whatever, they're going to be reluctant to give that evidence up. And so this would allow them to, our technicians, access into the electronics. And then the other thing that storage of those units is very critical now. So they have to shield because someone can be off-site and can get into the phones. They have to lock them down in an evidentiary way. So that gives us some capabilities. We have to keep the phones charged and everything. So it's a total package, and it's going to be, I think, very exciting for us that we don't have to, rely on some of the bigger agencies that their cases take priority. So sometimes we've had to wait, 18 months to 2 years before our turn came up. So
that's exciting. And then finally, the cybersecurity enhancements. Chris, is there anything?
Yes, ma'am. So our IT department was awarded this grant to help enhance our cybersecurity resources that we have. So being a small municipality, sometimes it's challenging for us to get the latest, greatest technology, but this grant will really help us, take a big step forward in what we do for cybersecurity.
So not only
in-house.
protecting our procurements, but also protecting residents' information, et cetera.
So any information that we have stored through our IT system, it
Great.
makes it more robust.
Thank you.
Yes, Councilmember Jones.
This question is for the Director of Planning. For the Safe Streets grant, we've had residents who have asked about stop signs and crosswalks and all of that. Will this funding address any of the concerns that they've brought to us over the last several meetings, or that wouldn't really fall into this?
Not this grant in particular. No, we do have another grant that will address some of the intersections within the city, mainly the downtown, in terms of crosswalks and improving safety. But this grant we're talking about tonight, I don't believe will address any of that particular.
Any further questions or comments? Okay. We'll do a roll call vote on ordinance 1207. Council President.
Yes.
Councilmember Boyer.
Yes.
Councilmember Shenagus.
Yes.
Councilmember Boker.
Yes.
Councilmember Jones.
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis.
Yes.
By roll call vote of 6-0 in the affirmative, City Council Ordinance 1207. 1207 is adopted on first reading, and Council President, will this also be acceptable to have the public hearing at the next meeting on October 6th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. October 6th, public hearing on ordinance 1207. Okay, we are finished our ordinances for the evening. We'll go to item 13, old business. This evening, we have no old business, and we'll go to item 14, new business. We do have a couple items. Item A, Council President.
Mr. Mayor, I'm not exactly sure how to introduce this. We have received complaints from developers and also the head of the Planning Commission, the chair, against a member of the Planning Commission. And I hope everybody's had a chance to look over the documents. So tonight, we're not voting on removing anybody. Tonight, what we want to go over, we want to talk about the charging documents, vote to accept them so we can have a hearing so everybody has the fair and impartial ability to defend themselves. And so with that, Mr. Mayor, I do make the motion to accept the charging documents and proceed with the hearing.
Council, I have a motion by the council president. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second by Councilmember Schnagus. Questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to accept the charging documents carries 6-0 in the affirmative. Thank you, council. Item B, special events, Dr. Ritchie.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, for your consideration this evening, we have 3 city-sponsored events for you. One of them is a brand-new event. It is the Washington Street Grand Opening and Fall Fest for October 25th, 2025. So this is going to be the grand opening of the downtown renovation project that was recently completed in the city. It'll be an opportunity to really celebrate the excellent work and showcase it off to the citizens. And because it's a beautiful time of year, we're also going to parlay that into a fall fest and have vendors and shut down the streets and have a really special time celebrating that project. And then the other 2 we do every year around that time. So Holly Jolly Parade and Tree Lighting on December 5th, 2025. You will notice that the parade route is back to the pre-construction route. So we will be going up the brand new renovated downtown. And then the Holly Jolly tent from December 5th through 7th. So that is at a different location than it was last year. Last year it was at David Craig Park. This year, it would be at Lower Pennington for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that tent is going to be dedicated to activities for children throughout those days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ritchie. Council, I have a motion to approve this on consent calendar.
So moved. Second.
A motion by the council president, second by Councilmember Jones. Questions or comments?
If I could real quick, Mr. Ritchie, wasn't there an amendment that we had, like on a time thing that I got from Ms. Brinkman?
I believe we were able to get that into the agenda. I think
Okay.
the corrected time is in there.
Primo, I appreciate it.
Actually, on my agenda here. Yeah, see, for item 1, the Washington Street Grand Opening, the Fall Festival is 1 to 5, but we wanted to do like a ribbon cutting ceremony at 12:30, and I think that's what she wanted, was to change it from 1 o'clock, from 1 to 5 until 12:30 to 5.
So that change didn't make it to the agenda, but it made it to the actual application in the packet. So I guess that's the difference. The agenda says 1, the actual application you're voting on says 12:30.
That's no problem, as long as council knows.
What time's the event? 12:30 is going to be the opening?
Ribbon cutting.
12:30 is going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony, and 1 to 5 is going to be a fall festival on those 2 blocks of Washington Street. Everybody has that. Councilmember Boyd, you have a question? I think you raised your hand before Council President spoke.
Yeah, a really important question. Have we secured Santa Claus for the Holly Jolly Parade?
Santa Claus, I've personally had a conversation with him. He is excited. He looks forward to this every year. He will be there. And he is working on Mrs. Claus to get her to join us for the Holly Jolly Parade. I know she doesn't like to leave the North Pole very often in the winter because she's busy baking Christmas cookies, but she does really enjoy Havre de Grace at Christmas time.
After a certain date, I don't think she has a choice, right?
Well, in the past, we've encouraged her through donations to charitable events, so I would assume that's probably also in the discussion too, right?
It very well may be. Right now, that ball is in Mrs. Claus's court, but I think with with the council's support and encouragement, I think that that would really help Mrs. Claus
Okay, great.
be eagerly here for our Holly Jolly First Friday.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to ease the burden on you, I get it, man. I know where you're going.
Any other questions or comments?
Nothing.
Council, we have a motion by the council president, second by Councilmember Jones. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to approve the special events carries 6-0 in the affirmative. Council, we're going to go to item 15, Director's Reports, and we're going to go right back to Dr. Ritchie.
Thank you, Mayor, council, colleagues, citizens that are with us here and at home. I did want to start my comments off this evening just by reminding everybody that this Saturday is the Susquehanna River Running Festival. I do want to thank the event organizers who sent mailers out to the residents of the city. I know I received mine in my mailbox. But in case you didn't received the mailer, I would like to read the traffic information tonight. So westbound Hatem Bridge, Route 40 between Otsego Street and Route 222, will close from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. All westbound vehicles traveling over the Susquehanna River will be diverted onto I-95. The detour signage will be in place to guide motorists. Eastbound bridge traffic will be diverted to the westbound bridge lanes for the duration of the event. Union Avenue, Otsego Street between Union Avenue and Juniata Street, and Juniata Street between Otsego Street and Erie Street will be closed to vehicle traffic from 7:45 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. No vehicles will be permitted to cross Union Avenue while race participants are in the vicinity. So if you need to cross Union Avenue on race morning, please plan to do so before 7:45 a.m. or after 8:30 a.m. Union Avenue will reopen as soon as 5K runners and walkers clear intersections traveling northbound. On Erie Street, the 800 block of North Adams Street, Park Drive, Canestio Street, Water Street, Market Street, Girard Street, Concord Street, Alliance Street, and Commerce Street will be closed to vehicle traffic from approximately 7:40 a.m. to 11 a.m. Expect periodic delays and possible detours of crossing these streets during the event. Law enforcement will allow vehicles to cross only when gaps in race participants are large enough to safely do so. Motorists should follow the guidance of law enforcement when approaching these streets. Commerce Street, adjacent to Tidings Park, will remain closed from approximately 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. while race and medical personnel are setting up, operating, and breaking down the finish line. All efforts will be made to clear the street as quickly as possible to allow traffic to flow normally. So that should cover all of the vehicular closings and just things that the public needs to be aware of. On Saturday at 8 p.m., the Star Center is presenting Tonight's the Night, celebrating the music and legacy of Rod Stewart. On Saturday, September 25th, A Flock of Seagulls is performing at the Star Center at 7:30 p.m. And on October 4th, Classic Stones Live, the greatest rock and roll tribute in the world, is performing at 8 p.m. On October 5th, this is always a crowd favorite, Puppy Pals Live, the action-packed comedic stunt dog show featuring Rescue, is performing at 2 p.m. And I've mentioned this the last couple times, but 98 Degrees, the actual 98 Degrees, is performing at the Star Center on December 4th. Pre-sale is currently underway. You do need to have a special password to get the pre-sale. You get the password by signing up for the Star Center events emails. So if you want to take advantage of that, you need to sign up for their emails. Tickets do go on sale to the general public on September 18th. And I want to remind everybody that the only place to purchase legitimate tickets is through the Star Center Eventbrite page that's accessible through starcentermd.com. So please be aware there may be people that might try and sell fake tickets to this. Come through us to buy the real tickets. And you can, there's a whole bunch of other amazing events that are going on, and I don't want to eat up everybody's time. So please go to explorehavredegrace.com, and you will be able to see all the other fantastic events that are happening in the city. And lastly, I do not want to steal any thunder from Director Conaway, but I do want to publicly thank our DPW employees that he is going to recognize. They did an outstanding job this week, and I'm very proud of them. And that concludes my comments for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ritchie. Good evening, Mr. Goins, our Director of Planning.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. The only item I have tonight is just to mention that the Planning Commission will be meeting this Thursday, but they're just going to be discussing their rules of procedure. So it's not an item that the public can testify on, but they can attend and not participate, but view the hearing itself. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goins. And we're going to go to Ms. Bridget Johnson, our Director of Economic Development and Tourism. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, citizens at home and in the audience. A couple of quick updates. This Thursday, finally, at 4:00 p.m., we are having the ribbon cutting at Union Square, which is Franklin Street and Union Avenue. We will hold 5 ribbon cuttings starting at Vintage Cafe. Show up at Vintage Cafe at 4:00 p.m. and just follow us as we move around the circle. So looking very forward to that. After a long summer, EDAB will meet this Wednesday, September 17th at 4:00 p.m. here in council chambers. We look forward to welcoming our new council member to the board, as well as the new president of the Havre Grace Chamber of Commerce. TAP will also meet on the same day at 10 a.m. here in council chambers. Thank you for approving the Fall Festival application. We look forward to having this event. We've been working with the mayor on this. I don't know, we're finally almost, at the end of the construction, and the grand opening of the 100 and 200 block of Washington Street is a big deal. It also is the end of Maryland Economic Development Week, so we are celebrating that week by showing appreciation to businesses from that Monday through that Friday. So what a great day on Saturday to end it in the city of Havre Grace. So we are looking forward to planning, implementing this event. And last but not least, thank you for approving Ordinance 12. This is probably the only incentive that we have left to attract businesses to the city of Havre Grace. And this program, which the city has been a member of for 29 years, keeps us competitive with other areas in Harford County, such as Aberdeen and the industrial parks that are on the Perryman Peninsula, as well as in Aberdeen. So the second component of that program is the job creation, and it is estimated to create 20 new full-time jobs and 10 part-time positions. We track those positions. We don't just take the developer's word that they are going to create these jobs. Once the building has been leased and there is a tenant in the building, we do track the information and we send it to the state of Maryland. So again, I thank you for approving that enterprise zone tax credit. And that concludes my report this evening.
Thank you very much, Ms. Johnson. Appreciate the update. And we're going to go to Director of Finance, Mr. Abdi.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening. Council members, also good evening. Before I get started, I'd like to thank you for introducing the 2 budget amendments for fiscal year 26. So I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And also, I wasn't in the last council session, and Dr. Chris Ritchie graciously introduced the financial obligations for our 3 funds. So thank you, Dr. Ritchie. Starting off with the fund obligations for, I guess, the statuses of the funds. We're still in 25. We're still going through the financial audit. Since our last reporting council session, the fund balance have changed slightly. So I'll start off with the general fund, our main fund. The fund balance currently stands at $2,800,300, which is up $203,900 since the last reporting. Again, beginning balance has not changed and currently stands at $2,349,600. In terms of expenditures, it is up since the last reporting of $205,100. It currently stands at $29,329,100. In terms of the expenditure side, it is up all of $1,200. So we shouldn't see too much of expenditure changes through this period at this time. Total expenditures stand at $28,878,400. On to the water and sewer fund. The fund balance has not changed since the last reporting. It currently stands at $4,714,500. The beginning balance has not changed since the last reporting and stands at $1,746,800. Revenues have not changed and currently stands at $18,901,600. Expenses has not changed since the last reporting and currently stands at $15,933,900. In terms of the last fund, the Marina Fund, the fund balance is up $1,800 since the last reporting. Currently stands at $945,900. Beginning balance has not changed and currently stands at $761,900. Revenues are up since the last reporting, $1,800, and currently stands at $845,200. Expenditures has not changed and currently stands in total $661,200. So that concludes the fund balances for the statuses for the three funds. In terms of the status of the financial audit, our external auditors have completed their field work. So they're in the review phase at this point. So we're eagerly waiting in terms of the conclusion of the financial audit. Again, the financial audit is due by ordinance October 31st, and so we still have some time in terms of their review. In the meantime, since our future council sessions, I'll report you as needed. So that concludes my information for this council session. Back to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdi. Anybody have any questions for Director of Finance? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We're going to talk to Mr. Joe Conway, our Director of Public Works. Good evening.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, Council, I'd just like to take a few moments to give some high praise to some of our DPW crews. As most of you know, last Wednesday we had an issue with our Bully Rock Tower. Basically, I received a call at about 5:45 from the water plant, let me know that the tower had completely drained in less than 2 hours. So this resulted in all of Bully Rock to have no water, no fire protection, no nothing. So, this was quickly becoming a potential crisis situation as our Lapidum tank was also dropping, trying to, fill in for Bully Rock not working. So DPW crews were dispatched immediately to see if they can troubleshoot, locate what the problem was, and in less than 3 hours, they were able to locate and resolve the problem, and all of Bully Rock had water again by 8:30 that evening. And I think it's important, specifically our citizens know, how valuable our DPW crews are, how knowledgeable they are, and they go through thick and thin to make things right. And if I can, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to personally thank the crew that were involved by name. It was Dennis Underwood, who was our manager of water and sewer, David Morrell, AKA Shrek, crew leader of water and sewer, Melvin Mahan, city utility inspector, Ethan Cron and Chris Dalton, who were the on-call personnel that evening, and Bill Lauder, the water treatment plant operator. Thank you.
I'm glad you, thanks, Mr. Conway. Thanks for reading those names. Sometimes things happen and, they just happen quick. And, we felt really, really bad for our friends in Bully Rock and the Meadows or all that area up there for not having Councilmember Jones. But I remember my sister called me. I'm sitting in my office. My sister called me at 5 o'clock. She's like, "Are there still people to turn water back on if we didn't pay our water bill?" I'm like, "You didn't pay your water bill?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Wait, we didn't turn water off tonight, did we?" And that's the first I heard of it. Next thing you know, boom, 13 feet, and that tower dropped in an hour, which is almost unheard of. It's almost like the bottom just fell out because, as I said earlier, a check valve got frozen stuck in a closed position.
Correct.
So basically, the tower wasn't filling, but the citizens were using. And so, and sometimes one of those things happen, and not always you get an alarm that goes off. So, again, the fact that your crew was able to figure out, because the first thing we thought was maybe a contractor left open a valve somewhere in Greenway Farms or something, didn't shut it. That happens before. People are draining fire hydrants or using fire hydrants not telling us illegally. But our biggest concern was we wouldn't find the leak all night, and your crew found it within an hour. So, and that was able to get everybody's water back on. So, there's nothing worse than nighttime around dinner time when you just want to do your dishes and take a shower and go to bed and you don't have any water. So our apologies to our friends up on the hill, but hats off to the crew for making sure it wasn't an all-night issue. So congratulations to your team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, citizens. Dr. Ritchie stole my thunder. I was going to talk about some traffic direction on Saturday, but he did a great job. And but there's a couple things that I wanted to just cover. So if you are living along the race route, which we've been doing this long enough, Union, Otsego, Erie Street, Water Street, all the way back down St. John, all that, Market. No parking goes into effect at midnight. So our guys all night long are going to be out there working traffic, and Andrew's Garage is going to love us because we're going to keep their guy out all night long. But anyway, so please pay attention to the no parking signs. They'll be out 48 hours at a minimum in advance. And, it's for the safety of the runners that we have to remove the vehicles from the street. We're not trying to be more of an inconvenience. And then the second thing I wanted to, because it's always an issue, the boaters. So if you want to get your boat in the water, you have got to get there early. So we're going to start closing the streets at 7 a.m. And we'll try to get you into the parking lots. But, every year we have somebody that shows up at 8 or 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and they want to use the Water Street, boat ramps, and that is not going to happen. So anyway, if you have an issue, please just communicate with the officers and be patient with them. They're going to try to work out every problem that they can. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. Now we're going to go to business from the council members, and we're going to start with Councilmember Boyer.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for hanging around tonight. I want to, first of all, let everybody know that I saw probably one of the most amazing sights that I've seen ever here in Havre de Grace. I participated in the Swift Watch last Thursday down at the American Legion. So Havre de Grace is home to several colonies of chimney swifts. And these birds in the fall have this behavior that's very interesting. Around 7:20, 7:30, they all just started coming in, kind of like seagulls when there's a French fry on the beach. You know how they come out of everywhere? Well, that's how it started. And then around 7:30, they kind of formed this, no other way of saying it, kind of like mass circular experience. And then all of a sudden, they started darting down into the chimney of the American Legion, where they roost until the morning. And that was really, really exciting. But then I went over to the elementary school the next day, and I saw even more of them in the back of the elementary school. So right now is a great time to see this if you're interested in it. Even my husband was really amazed by it. And it around 7:20, 7:30 is when you start seeing the behavior. I believe as the time changes, as the sun goes down earlier and earlier, their behavior changes until they all decide to say, hey, we're out of here, and they migrate south. So this is the time of year to see it. And the Green Team at this time has a fundraiser going on to construct a couple of fake chimneys around town, because what happens, most people, they cap off their chimneys because they don't want 200 birds in their chimney. And what this does is it causes the swifts not to have anywhere to live. So they're going to be creating a couple of fake chimneys for the chimney swifts, and it'll provide them a location, and it's kind of really exciting to see. There were people who attended from all over Harford County in order to participate in what was called the Swift Watch. I also want to thank everybody for Orange City Council for meeting and having the work session on the 10th to go over the options from the state highway. We, as was voted on in the minutes, we approved option number 4, and there's to be a memo that's going to be sent out to the state and CC'd to our various representatives to help support it, and hoping to get some relief for us on the Route 40 and Otsego intersection. This is the intersection where it's let me give you some other places that are there. Verizon, Waffle House. On the other corner is Royal Farms, and then there's a liquor store. That crazy intersection, that's what this option number 4 is. And the study is called the Intersection Study of US 40 and Maryland 155 from Otsego, Maryland 7A to Ontario Street, and it's dated May of 2020. So thank you all. Hopefully we can get some relief. And finally, I want to let everybody know that on Monday, the 22nd of September, which is next Monday, we will be having a meeting here for the Street and Traffic Safety Committee from 6 to 7 p.m. And Amtrak has stated that they will be attending, and they'll be providing an update of where they are with the plans to reconstruct the bridge and just give us an update on their project. And with that, I appreciate your time and hope you all have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Boyer, and good evening, Councilmember Shenegis.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, Administration, citizens in the audience and at home. I would like to invite you out in 2 Fridays from now, September 26th at between 6 and 9 p.m. to the Graw Alley to see Goonies, the Goonies classic movie. It's their 40th anniversary. It's free for all. Bring your blankets, bring your chairs. There will be food and drink available for purchase. Also, the next day, if you haven't had enough fun flashing back to the past, the Pyrex Festival and Pyrex and Vintage Festival. So there's more available than just Pyrex dishes. Come on out. That's Saturday, September 27th, 9 to 4 p.m. And lastly, our Marina Commission is having their meeting this Wednesday, September 17th at 4:30 p.m. If you have anything of interest or would just like to come in and watch how we discuss the wonderful things that happen out on the bay and at our city marina, come on out. We hope to, do great things as the season's coming to a close. We just want to make sure that we're doing right by the citizens and always want to take in requests for making our marina a safe place to be. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Shenegis. Good evening, Councilmember Booker.
Good evening, Mayor, citizens who are with us in the audience, and those who will be turning in tonight, all the directors. I'll keep my comments kind of short. I do want to remind the citizens about the September the 27th. I think that's the HTG Extreme Boat Docking is going on this is the 27th. I think that's from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also later that night, the lighted boat parade is occurring, and I want to say that starts at 7 p.m. at Concord Point. It's always a good time to see those boats coming by. I think there will be some members of the Extreme Boat Docking also in that lighted boat parade, so make sure that you come out there and check that out. Under business, I do want to get with Director Ricky and Adam in regard to some of the bus stops. There was an initiative at one point. I'd kind of like to reboot the conversation. So, Director, if I could, I'd get on your calendar. I'd really appreciate that to kind of further that discussion along. Let's see here. And without further ado, I think I will extend my gratitude to the Susquehanna Hose Company, the Police Department, EMS, and first responders, and DPW, so we can take showers at night. Good Lord. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Booker. Good evening, Councilmember Ellis.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Directors, and citizens. Thank you guys for all being here and tuning in at home. I'll keep it short. I don't really have much. I reiterate pretty much what everybody's saying. I do want to, again, congratulate the 5 ribbon cuttings at Union Square. Again, that's September 18th at 4 o'clock. And I wanted to mention each of the businesses, Moon and Sea Creations, Nook of Knots, Artfully Done, The Vintage Cafe, and Aqua Vita. We look forward to being there. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Ellis. Good evening, Councilmember Jones.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, citizens at home, and citizens in the audience. I first want to thank you, Mayor, for recognizing Meadows. That is in Bully Rock, if people haven't heard of it. And usually I live in the Meadows. Our HOA gets kind of not acknowledged sometimes, but I wanted to thank DPW for their work in making sure that the water was restored in Bully Rock more quickly than I think people expected. So very, very pleased. I just kind of waited it out, and before I knew it, I could take a shower and get ready for the next day. So really appreciate your team's hard work on that. And then the last thing that I'll mention is that last Friday I was invited to speak with residents who were organized by Ms. Carol Zimmerman. There were about 20 residents, and we met for about an hour. Dr. Ritchie came for the last half hour, and I just wanted to thank her again for organizing that conversation. I thought it was really great to hear from the residents. I mean, that's why we all do what we do, to spend time to connect with them. I briefed Dr. Ritchie a little bit on the conversation, offered some suggestions, and look forward to continued conversation. No further comments.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Jones. Good evening, Council President.
Mr. Mayor, Council, everybody. I was here too at Monday when we were finishing up a meeting, and everybody's phones started blowing up. Everybody lived up in Bully Rock, and first thing I did, I called my wife and told her to fill up the water jugs we have from football, so we had some sort of backup in case it became a citywide problem. But you guys did a fabulous job fixing everything and finding the problem, so congratulations. Football season for high school, it's off to a mixed bag right now. We did lose to Perryville pretty badly, but it's looking like Perryville is going to have to forfeit those games because their coach is currently suspended. They have kids on their team that aren't legal to be on their team. So what'll happen? What's happened in the past is they'll have that game forfeited, and we'll mark it as a win for us. But we did beat Bow Manor last week, 20-14, and came out. Went into the half. Doing really well. I was a little worried at the end of the game that Bow Manor would be able to come back, but we were able to close that up. And this Friday, 7 o'clock, we're playing Rising Sun right across the street. So make sure you guys come out there and support your Havre Grace Warriors. And speaking of Havre Grace Warriors, I want to wish a happy birthday, 18th birthday to my son, Matthew. That was yesterday. He turned 18, and I want to remind him that the rent is due the first of the month. No, happy birthday, buddy. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Council President. We're going to go to business from the mayor. It was mentioned earlier, and it was on the agenda for the October 25th street dedication of the Washington Street Downtown Restoration Project. And I just wanted just to add a little more to it. Of course, a project that's held everybody up for as long as it did and took as long as it took to complete, got to have a ribbon cutting. I mean, you just can't have some unceremonious opening to it. So we mostly we wanted to recognize everyone's had a hand in it. A lot of people have, from the city staff and elsewhere, have really worked hard to make sure that project came to completion. It's no small miracle when you dig up, 2 blocks of the oldest street of the second oldest city in the state of Maryland. You're going to find all kind of things that aren't on the map, not on the drawings. Gas lines were not supposed to be, water lines were not there when they're supposed to be there. And so we know the businesses struggled through it, the contractors struggled through it, but we believe that the end product was a replacement of some very old infrastructure, over 120 years old. And we have new water lines, we have new sewer lines, most of the laterals have been replaced coming from the buildings. We have new stormwater drains that more efficiently handle the stormwater down towards, down to the river. And a lot of things we did, we try to do with a little bit of with a modern technology twist to it, such as water lines that run under the sidewalks and up into everything's watered. Every street, every tree, every plant, every hanging basket is watered. But we also try to keep a little wink to the past and keep that old colonial look to the city. The only thing left we have to do is we need to install the speakers that are already wired for the poles, but we're trying to get the right speakers in there. That should be taking place pretty soon. But so this thing on October 25th, it'll be a quick ceremony, just recognize everyone that had a hand in the construction process. And from 1 to 5 will be a fall festival. And I've asked Ms. Johnson and Ms. Orzowitz, our tourism manager, this is a very special occasion. And I want you to not just open up to anybody, I want you to actually invite your best vendors that you've ever dealt with. like, you know, all the events the city of Havre de Grace has ever done, all the First Fridays, personally invite the vendors who you believe are the best, like the best quality, the best food, the best craftsmanship, you know, the best produce, whatever. So we really want this to be a very special occasion where the 2 blocks be closed down. So please come out with your families if you're in town, October 25th. It's a Saturday from 1 to 5. I'm looking forward to working with tourism and DPW. We're going to go out pretty soon. We're going to get bales of hay and corn stalks and pumpkins and really make the whole block look really nice for the fall. So that we're looking forward to that. I mean, it's things that, it's all the good stuff. And for those who track U.S. history events, in 2 days from now, does anybody know what September 17th is? Was that? I knew. Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Johnson. Thank you so much. Constitution Day. I knew somebody would throw that out there. Yes, September 17th. Our Constitution will be 238 years old on Wednesday. The 4,400-word document is the oldest and the shortest Constitution of any functioning country in existence right now. And 55 men attended the convention, but only 39 of them signed it. Attendance was spotty. People argued about it. Can you believe that? People disagreed with what they should write in a constitution, how you form a country. But they communicated with one another, and they formed our Constitution, and we're very, very thankful that people with different opinions came together to give us this document that has guided us for the last 230 years as a federal government and a union of states. So on the 17th of September, which is Wednesday, lift your glass of wine or glass of scotch or a glass of water or iced tea, whatever you have, and say thank you to the Constitution, and may you guide us for another 238 more years. And with that said, I would like a motion to adjourn. Yep, there you go, Constitution right there.
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Jones. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Schneegis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion to adjourn. The September 15th council meeting carries 6-0 in the affirmative. The time is now 8:28. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you October 6th.